Meanwhile, Donald Trump continues to claim the US election was rigged without providing any proof of fraud. On Tuesday, the US president fired top election security official Krebs after his agency declared November the 3rd's poll the most secure in American history. For more, I'm joined by our international affairs commentator, Douglas Herbert. Hi, Doug. Krebs seems to be somebody who had the rare distinction of somebody who was relatively well regarded on both sides by Democrats and Republicans. Tell us about his now ex-job.
Well, first of all, you're absolutely right. Just about anyone you ask, regardless if Republican or Democrat, said this was a man who did his job competently, honestly, and with a lot of integrity. Look, if the American elections in both 2018, the midterm elections, and the last one were seen as secure and safe from things like hacking or foreign interference, it's largely due to the efforts of Krebs. You haven't heard his name before, and most people within America, let alone foreigners outside America, know who this guy is. But look, he headed up a really critical cybersecurity agency under the umbrella of the Department of Homeland Security. So he was very well known to election officials, election supervisors on the state and local levels throughout the country. And he was sort of the rare person sort of within the Trump administration who was able to work with and command the respect of officials of, like I said, any party affiliation and these election supervisors who really believe that it was instrumental in making sure that their voting machines, their electoral processes on the local and state levels were very secure. Krebs also, interestingly, set up a website within his agency called Rumor Control. And as the name suggests, it was just that. It was a website that was basically geared towards debunking misinformation about the election process, misinformation, all of those baseless voter fraud allegations. So, the combination, it was a 1-2 punch in his job. He was a technically and technologically savvy guy who helped election officials at the local levels to shore up their process, make sure that their machines were safe, make sure that they were free from hacking and all of that, but also trying to spread greater awareness about misinformation about the election, which, as we know, has been rampant and feeding into all of these conspiracy theories that are still rampant around the country.
It's not the first time Donald Trump has uttered the words, "you're fired." What's behind this one?
No, it is not, Chris. You're right. Well, what's behind this one is everything I just said. Basically, Krebs did something that you're not supposed to do if you want to keep your job in the Trump administration, and that is tell Donald Trump. You have to tell him what he wants to hear. Krebs did not necessarily tell Trump what he wanted to hear. He basically said that these elections, and he said this in a statement that was put out by his own agency in recent days, basically saying that this was the most secure, this 2020 U.S. election, the most secure election in American history, saying that his agency and election officials and security experts everywhere agree that there was no fraud, that this was a free and fair election. Exactly the type of statement, no matter how factually based it may be, that Donald Trump does not want to hear. Donald Trump, as we know, puts a premium on fierce loyalty. And being loyal to Donald Trump means not saying anything that contradicts whatever he may be saying or tweeting at a given moment. In this case, Krebs simply went too far in, I hate to say it, in simply being competent at his job and telling the truth to the American people about the American election process, telling the truth about misinformation, setting up that misinformation website, debunking the lies about the election, and basically flying in the face of Donald Trump's ongoing and continued claims that this was a election that was rife and rampant with voter fraud. Absolutely groundless and baseless. Krebs said it like it was.
Douglas Herbert, thanks very much. You were